In the aftermath of the 2024 election, America is even more divided than before. Half the country fears the end of democracy, and the other half welcomes it. As America inches toward the brink of authoritarian rule, now more than ever, we must force ourselves to have the necessary conversation. Welcome to the Necessary Conversation. I'm Chad Kultgen. With me, as always, are my parents. Deep in the MAGA QAnon conspiracy lifestyle, and my sister, a fellow lefty who is maybe fearful, at the very least, is in opposition to the oligarchy and the authoritarian rule we now live under in the United States of America. Hello? Are you there?
Hi.
Hi.
Jesus Christ. All right, we start out this show usually with my mom saying some of her ditties. Now, a lot of people have been asking me why we've named this after Puff Daddy or P. Diddy.
God.
We have not. It's D-I-T-T-Y, which means a little song.
Do you see it?
Yes, we see the fucking banana.
Oh my God.
I knew
It's the perfect food.
56 cents each. The perfect food.
Okay.
All right.
I thought you're not supposed to eat a bunch of bananas as a diabetic.
It said not to eat more than 2 a day.
You said you eat 5.
Yeah, so I cut it to 2. $1 a day.
Okay. Mom,
Okay.
do you have some ditties here?
Yes, and I also told him don't do the demand. I told you the banana till after I'm done with my ditty.
Oh, don't do the banana.
He
And
couldn't
there he
help it.
went. Okay,
All right.
Our astronauts Sonny and Butch splashed down our home united with their families. Thank you, Donald Trump and Elon Musk. The average astronaut pay a year is $152,000. But while they were up there in outer space, it's called overtime, and they said in overtime you only get $5 a day. So
What?
their whole time up there of them being stressed out and insane and crazy, they made $1,430.
All right.
Donald Trump said he's going to try to make that right or pay them some extra money out of his pocket. But
Yeah, it's never
Yeah,
gonna
we all know
happen.
Donald Trump pays all of his debts.
okay.
Right.
We wish them good health as they are now on the ground and recuperating. R.I.P. George Foreman, sad. He died March 21st at the age of 76. Sympathy to his family and friends. He won the heavyweight title twice in the world, and then an Olympic gold, I think.
And he
And he
won it
also
once when he was
won
like
those
45 or something.
Those two heavyweight championships 21 years apart.
Yeah, so
From
the
title.
last one he
Yeah.
won, I think he was 45 or 46. I
Right.
believe he was the oldest person ever to be a heavyweight champion.
And they said he would never do it. They were like even questioning why he was going to try, and he won it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we remember he retired in '97 with the George Foreman grill that we all have. And that probably made him more money than all the rest. Do you even know what
Probably.
I'm talking about?
Yes,
Yeah.
everybody knows the George Foreman grill.
Okay, let's see. Kennedy released, the files were released. Thank you, Donald Trump. Another promise made and fulfilled by the President of our United States.
Didn't he say to somebody though, like if you want to know what happened, you got to read the 80,000 pages?
I haven't caught that yet, but
He said it in a press conference.
it was 2,200 files released, and those files contained 64,000 pages. There's one college professor that's making his students read them all so they can get a gist of what it's all about. No one, I don't think's read through them all the way yet, but it's still like, was there more than one shooter? Was the CIA involved? Was the FBI involved? Nobody's really come out and read them all yet and said what exactly it is. So I'm kind of waiting on that because I don't want to read all that. Okay, are we talking about Tesla attacks later again or not?
Tesla attacks what?
Are we talking about that as a topic or not? The attacks on the cars?
What I want to talk about as a topic is what microphone you're using, because it's not the right one.
Uh-oh.
You got to make sure that microphone's plugged into your computer. That's number one.
Yes.
And then you have to change the settings.
To what?
To whatever the name of that
Tesla.
microphone is.
I thought I had it on the right one.
In StreamYard.
Okay, I'm going up now. Audio. Microphone is, was it ATR 2100?
Yes.
Oh, Dad said that was it.
Much better.
Is it?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Did it.
Okay, there we
Do
go.
I have to redo my banana?
No.
Okay. I think we're going to talk about
$1 a day.
one of my ditties later, so I won't bring that last one up. We're going to bring up the car bombing,
You
right?
moved something.
No, we can talk about that right now if you want. These ditties are
I'm not on the picture.
Oh, Lord.
Well, you moved it.
He's not on the picture, so he's upset. Where are you?
You're
Turn
going
it
the
the
wrong
other
way.
Turn it towards you.
Wrong way.
Well,
No,
that
the
can't be.
whole- the
It's
whole
not.
computer.
Stop out. It's camera.
This
It's
is
the camera,
unbelievable.
right?
Woo!
I can move the camera, right?
Yes.
Can't see
Okay.
Dad. Now I can't see you.
I know. I'm coming back to me.
I can see Dad and the
This
microphone.
is unreal.
Oh, it's so unreal. You're unreal. Oh, shit. That almost fell off. Okay, just a minute. Wait a minute.
For those just listening on the
Oh my
audio
God.
version of this, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll get a full couple of minutes here of my mom trying to position a camera.
There. I'm going to get a kink in my body. Okay. Is that better?
No,
No.
now you're not in the picture. Can you not see what you're doing?
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Get a fucking bench or something that you both sit on.
Okay.
Is that better?
No.
Yeah.
See how all of your head is cut off?
Oh my God.
Scoot the
Oh,
Scoot the
Jesus.
computer.
You're
towards
stressing me
me.
out. Okay. So it's that.
This is
all
unreal. How are you not able to just point a camera? You have to
The
move it a
camera
little
is-
bit to your right.
Okay. There.
There we almost.
no.
Almost. Your whole head is
A
still
little
cut
bit
off.
more.
No, move the.
See how
bottom
it cuts
part
off your entire head? Oh, Jesus Christ. This is killing me. Move the
towards
computer.
you.
Angle the computer, not the camera.
Hey, no. See the little green square? Move it towards you. Towards you.
Dead, fucker.
Jeez.
Okay.
Oh my God. I'm starting to sweat. Okay.
Your head is still not in the frame.
I know.
So take the computer and
Yes.
turn the computer to your right by about 1/4 of an inch.
There.
I guess
The
this is as good
problem
as we're going to get.
Dad is sitting on a chair that's way lower than me.
I
So for
understand.
me to be on the same level as him, I have to come all
God
the
damn, were you not yelling?
I have to come all the way back here.
Or you can tilt the camera up a little bit.
Okay.
But see how your 1/4 of your body is being
No,
cut
the
off? This
camera.
is insane. Look, can we?
Not the computer.
Oh God. Okay.
Move the camera. Okay. Look, you want me to fix this?
Got it.
No.
No.
You got it.
I just had it.
No, you don't.
Oh my God. Leave it. God damn it.
Okay. Now
That's-
neither of you are in the frame. This is unreal. That you can't
we
do
are,
this.
aren't we?
No. Are
Yeah,
you
we're the
seeing it?
frame.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great. Leave it just like
It's
that.
as
We
good
have to
as
go
it's
on with the
gonna
show.
get.
Mom.
There. No,
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus fucking
Yeah.
Christ.
They're going to think I'm stupid and I'm not.
Oh.
I would like to see you do. Oh, you guys do.
You're doing this on purpose.
Okay, perfect.
There.
Don't move anything. Perfect. Nope. It's moving.
There went Dad. There
Dad's
went Dad.
okay. See how the
Bye.
camera tracks you? There
Look,
you go.
Yeah, that's good.
It tracks you.
Stop fucking
Stop moving.
Just sit still.
You. God
Jesus Christ.
We have to continue. This is terrible.
I'm glad I'm done
Okay.
with my ditties.
Me
Okay.
too. Let's move on to our first topic. Due process is dead in America. I can't believe that this is what this is requiring. At some point, I'm going to have to get with you outside the show and teach you how to use that camera. Due process is dead. This week, Trump deported around 300 Venezuelan migrants to El Salvador's high-security mega prison known as the Terrorism Confinement Center without any form of due process. This controversial action relied on the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, a rarely used law reserved for wartime use. Despite Trump's claims that the deportees are violent gang members, many of them reportedly have no criminal history or gang affiliations. Franco Jose Carballo Tiapa, a Venezuelan barber seeking asylum, was deported despite no criminal record. Jersey Reyes Barrios was deported because he had a tattoo of his favorite soccer team's logo, which the Trump administration misidentified as a gang tattoo. Then at the northern border, Jasmine Mooney, a Canadian actress and entrepreneur, was detained by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement for 12 days after attempting to enter from Mexico. This was southern border. Mooney described being held in harsh conditions, including freezing cells and forced shackling. A French scientist was also denied entry at the U.S. border after authorities discovered personal text messages critical of Donald Trump on his phone. All these deportations and detentions have occurred without immigration proceedings or judicial reviews, which means they are massive human rights violations. Several lawsuits have been filed challenging these deportations and detentions, with civil rights organizations arguing that the administration's policies violate fundamental human rights, due process, and established immigration law. Dad, do you think... Well, let me ask you this. Do you think any of these people are not criminals?
No, I think they're all criminals.
Even the ones that are clearly not, that it has been reported they are not?
They're criminals if they're here illegally.
Well, some of them weren't. Some of them had work visas. Some of them had a right
to
be
here.
here.
They're all illegal. They're all criminals.
Okay.
They all need to be deported.
Mom, do you think that all these people are criminals?
Yeah, I looked them up. I looked up that lady. Her visa was null and void. Going from Canada down there and back, her visa wasn't correct.
Okay, and so you believe the proper response to that is to shackle her and put her in a cell for 12 days?
Yes.
No, but I don't think she should be allowed to come and go until she gets the visa right.
She's shackled until she leaves.
Mom,
the visa's right.
You have to lean into the frame. I don't know, again, if you can see it, but your eyes are getting cut off. You're not... So there's your whole...
No.
Oh, come on. Don't mess with the camera. Don't touch the camera. You have to move.
This is...
Get your chair to go down a little bit.
My chair...
There's a...
Okay.
There's a lever on the side.
God, here we go.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Chad's getting upset. I can't. God. That better?
Yes. Okay.
I'll have a cramp.
My next question is this for Dad. This French scientist who got turned away at the border because they searched his phone and found that he had text messages that were negative about Trump. Do you think that A, customs should be able to search your phone, and B, if they find personal text messages that are bad about
Trump across the border, coming across the border, east, south, or north, they should be able to take your butthole apart. Search your phone, do whatever they want.
Other countries are being warned
by
their governments to not come here because
good fucking deal.
Hang on a minute.
Travelers, even just travelers.
Hang on, Dad.
We don't want you.
The question I'm asking is, do you think that a personal conversation about Trump is enough to say you can't come into our country?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so everyone you believe that is in America should love Donald Trump. No dissent.
Fuck out.
All right.
So no freedom of speech.
Mom, let me ask you this. Do you think that scientists being turned away at the border sends a good message to the rest of the world?
Yes.
Probably not. But are you sure it was just a text message? Maybe he had other things.
It was from the reporting. It's personal conversations that this guy was having about Trump.
Yeah, they're reporting. Who's
they? I didn't see that. I didn't read about that one.
Google.
America has, for a long time, my entire life, been seen as kind of the pinnacle of scientific achievement. The greatest minds all over the world come here.
It will be again once we get rid of these
scientists.
It doesn't matter. Our scientists are every bit as good as theirs.
I lost my glasses.
People come from all over the world, or at least they did up to
the reason our science has gone down is because of DEI.
Huh?
Oh God, here we go.
The reason that we're at the forefront, the reason that we've always been at the forefront is because we have funding and people come here because they know that they can do the research that's necessary.
Wrong.
Oh dear God.
The reason is because we have the highest education levels in the world. Now we don't. And it's because of DEI. And that's why we are losing ground. And as soon as we get rid of DEI and start putting our best and our brightest in positions instead of
like RFK
our blacks,
Jr.?
Huh?
Like RFK?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Smarter than anybody they had in there before.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The other guy that you mentioned, I did read about that one. He had different tattoos that were not related to that.
You're all still pissing and moaning because you lost.
To the gang. In fact, that the gang of the Venezuelans they took away, they really don't do that many tattoos, it said. But they said they're quiet and like there's different ways to find out whether they were a gang member or not. That the third guy that you talked about, he wasn't legal, Chad. He was not an American. He wasn't a citizen.
Well, okay, fine. I'll grant you that, even though you're wrong. Do you think that it is fine?
Was he an American citizen?
What's that?
Was he an American citizen?
No, but he was here legally.
How?
On a work
If
visa.
you're not a citizen.
Hey, he's bad-mouthing the president. He's got to fucking get out of here.
Well, do you think people should be able to seek asylum? Because one of these guys was doing that. Hello?
You can't seek asylum.
No.
Why?
No asylum seeker should come to America.
Be home back. You guys are missing the whole point. Policy has changed. We are no longer going to be the home for the dredges of the world.
Okay. But don't you think these people should have some ability to have due process? They can literally at this point, what they did this week.
They can go home and die.
So no one should get due process then. What if they make a mistake, as they have done this very week?
Only people who are going to get due process are the people Trump says is okay.
All of those people on that airplane, it said that
End of story.
They had investigated, they'd done the
You can quit your whining.
And they were on that airplane for a reason.
The reason is Trump made this bold claim when he was running that he's going to deport 5 million people or whatever.
So now they got to find those people.
Exactly. And if you just don't look right, if you have a tattoo they don't like or don't understand, you're getting on a plane to go to El Salvador to a mega prison where you're probably going to die.
Good.
But these people aren't, in some cases, these people aren't gang members.
These are crimes against humanity.
I don't give a shit. Humanity needs to lose a few bods.
Okay, let's move on to our next topic. Israel this week broke their ceasefire. This week, Netanyahu ordered a series of airstrikes on the Gaza Strip, breaking a 2-month ceasefire with Hamas. The attacks resulted in over 400 Palestinian deaths, including 183 children and 94 women, making it one of the deadliest days of the war. Trump backed Netanyahu's decision to break the ceasefire based on Hamas's reported refusal to release additional hostages and its alleged preparations for further attacks. This U.S. support for Israel's actions raised concerns about the viability of future ceasefire agreements in which the U.S. plays a mediating role, specifically any potential ceasefire between Ukraine and Russia. Dad, do you think it was okay for Netanyahu to break the ceasefire?
Sure.
Why?
Israel has every right to liquidate and annihilate all of Hamas, all of the Houthis, and all of the Iranians.
Okay.
And
so
anything he does to achieve that faster is a good move.
I think that they did kill one of the biggest people over there, the bad guys.
Sooner or later, the two of you are going to realize what the rest of the world already knows. Hamas and the Houthis are no longer. They're going to be dead, and Iran keeps giving them arms. They're going to be right behind them.
It just means that all
Israel's
these political leaders, you can't take their word for it. They're not trustworthy. They'll do whatever they want.
Who?
Israel, for starters.
What do you
Netanyahu. There was a fucking ceasefire, and he broke it.
Good.
That's criminal.
Because
and he killed like 200 innocent women and children.
Yeah. He shot some more missiles. Payback's hell.
How about the innocent Israelis that were down in the tunnels and the women that they raped and killed?
Well, let's talk about that.
The only solution to this argument is all the Palestinians have to die.
Okay. Mom, you brought up the hostages. If you could just lean into frame so that we can see your face, that would be great. Thank you. So there were hostages that were on the table. That's how the ceasefire was bargained in the first place. It was like, we're going to, we have these hostages. We will not kill them if you promise not to launch missiles and attacks on us. So in breaking that ceasefire, do you think that Netanyahu essentially signed the death warrant of those remaining hostages?
I have no idea.
They don't give a fuck about the hostages. Donald Trump wants to build like another casino in Gaza.
Yes.
Yeah, and the easiest way to do that is to fucking annihilate an entire population of people.
There we go.
It has nothing to do with
you catch on slow, but
it has nothing to do with that. He just wants to make money. He wants to kill people and make money.
Dad, let me ask you this. You have multiple times on this very show called for the absolute, as you just said, liquidation of an entire population. You're for genocide.
I'm for Palestinian genocide, yes.
Do you believe, Mom, you have to stop moving the camera.
I'm trying to get my head in the... Okay, go.
Do you believe, Dad, that you are an average Trump voter? Do you believe your attitudes of genocide reflect what most Trump voters want?
Oh, yeah, I'd say 90% of them. And
Mom,
the ones who tell you that, and the ones that tell you they don't are lying.
Okay, Mom, bye.
No, I'm coming back.
Part of the show is that you have to sit here for an hour. You can't get up and move around. Okay. Mom, do you think that these attitudes of genocide reflect the average feelings of the Trump voter?
I have no idea. Maybe not all the way, but partly, yes.
Are you for genocide?
No. And when Haley brought up the Gaza Strip and you know, the resorts and all that Trump said he wanted to do, how about Ukraine building a $1.4 billion ski resort on their border with Poland?
What does this have to do with Gaza? We're not talking about that at all.
We're talking about money gone awry there.
That has nothing to do with the conversation at hand, but thank you for bringing it up.
Israelis are right. Let them do their job.
Okay, now my next question is this. Netanyahu broke this ceasefire. Trump backed that decision. Do you think that in any way weakens our political position, at least in terms of a mediator in any other potential ceasefire like in Ukraine?
No.
How do you think no?
Because now they know the answer to all your little questions is if Trump says it's going to go, and there ain't a damn thing you fucking do to stop it.
You're exactly wrong. Trump said...
No, I'm not.
That ceasefire, in part, was kind of brokered by us. We were in those talks as well.
Oh, yeah?
Right.
Yes. And so now...
Well, you better get on board. You better get on board with who's in charge of the Gaza war.
Just listen to what I'm saying.
And it's not fucking
listen
Donald Trump.
to me.
Okay.
That ceasefire was
the
ceasefire was broken at the behest of Donald Trump. So now if we are part of a mediation of any other ceasefire in the world, it is worthless. You don't see that?
Dude, any ceasefire in the world.
What's up, brother? How you doing, dude? Let's talk about ceasefires, dude.
Any ceasefire at all in the world has no meat to it at all anyway.
Then why have them?
Exactly.
Okay, you think the war should have never...
Fuck the ceasefire and get on with annihilation.
The United States is lawless. It's fucking lawless.
You go.
Well, that brings us to our very next point, Trump versus the law. This week, Trump engaged in open disregard for the authority of the judicial branch, leading many to wonder if we're already living under an authoritarian regime. Despite a federal judge's order to halt deportation flights of Venezuelan immigrants to El Salvador, the administration proceeded with the expulsions. We talked about that earlier. Trump and his loyalists also escalated attacks on the judiciary this week on social media with suggestions to impeach judges who rule against the administration. Conservative Chief Justice John Roberts was so disturbed by Trump's disregard for the judicial branch of the U.S. government that he publicly rebuked Trump, defending judicial independence and cautioning against undermining the judiciary's role in the constitutional framework. If Trump continues to enact his clear plans for an authoritarian term of rule and openly ignores court orders, the judicial branch has limited options. They can hold Trump in contempt, or they can issue writs of mandamus that try to compel different politicians to do whatever they say. But without any means to enforce these written orders, our court can only hope to enlist U.S. Marshals to possibly arrest whoever is in violation. But if the U.S. Marshals office refuses to enforce the orders, then there is nothing that can be done. Mom, do you think Trump should obey court orders?
Yes, but are we talking about like the federal judges and the federal indictments and things like that?
Not the indictments, no. We are talking about specifically in this case, there are multiple judges have issued all kinds of injunctions. Specifically, though, a judge is saying, I need information about who are these people that were on these planes to El Salvador? When did the planes leave? Where are they going, etc. Like, and Trump's administration has said, fuck you. We're not giving you that information. So they're
no, that's a federal injunction that judge wanted him not to take that plane of illegals away yet. But did you realize since he has been in office, he has had over 64 injunctions thrown at him?
Okay.
During the whole 4 years that Sleepy Joe tried to be president, the whole 4 years, 14 injunctions.
Yeah, that's because Donald Trump is breaking the fucking law.
No, and Obama only 12. You know why? You know why
Trump is breaking the law? That's why.
He is the law, you dumbass.
He's not. No, he's not. The executive is not the law.
Okay, Schumer stated it was on Instagram, I saw a reel. I saw another reel somewhere else. He stated 2 different times that we, meaning him and the Democrats, had in place 235 judges. He said, there's no need to worry. We have in place 235 judges that will stop Trump dead in his tracks over and over and over again. And that's what's happening.
No, there's a lot of these judges are appointed by Republicans.
They're not. No, they are not.
The specific one that we're talking about right here was appointed by Bush.
Oh, yeah, Bush. Hello.
You don't think he was a Republican?
He was a rhino.
I think these judges are failing to be partial to the law.
I think Bush was a horrible fucking president. Hell, I met the guy personally.
Congrats.
He's stupid.
All right.
And Schumer said these judges are going to do it over and over and over again and do these injunctions against him.
He's breaking the fucking law.
But those are impartial judges. They're not ruling in. Okay, why would this judge want those people who rape, murder, sex traffic, all of that
That's not what all of these people are. And even if it was, every person here
it
is allowed due process.
This is the left's attempt to get back at Republicans because they lost.
Huh?
What?
These are judges. These are career.
They have judges in place to try to stop Trump at every corner, every turn, whether it's right or not.
But some of them are conservative. Some of these judges are conservative judges.
No, they're not.
Yes,
John
they
Roberts?
are.
You don't think John Roberts is conservative?
No.
Do you think any Supreme Court justice is?
Yes. The answer is
Trump
yes.
appointed 3 of them.
Yeah, and
Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, and A.B. Coney Barrett.
2 of them are fine. 2 of them. Okay, I won't talk.
You okay?
I knew this was going to be a good one today.
Need another banana? I won't talk. We got him.
There's no point. You just talk over me. That's the Democratic way.
You are the person who talks over all of us.
You're the Democrats. You overtalk everybody.
Oh my God.
I have to sit here and not say a word and listen to you read for 20 minutes.
It's taking
and
turns.
Oh, by the way, in 25 minutes, this body is missing. We have Kansas State basketball.
Why would Schumer say that we have installed those judges?
So you better get on with your show
to stop Trump at every turn.
Because they know he's a fucking psycho. He's a criminal. He doesn't care.
Okay.
He doesn't care.
Let me ask you
He's doing
this.
things that are illegal.
All right.
Dad, let me ask you this. Trump is openly defying these court orders, committing crimes in doing so.
Because they're illegal.
Do you think that that is emboldening other criminals who see the president of the United States ignoring our court system, which is an equal branch of our government?
No. I think what it'll do is it'll teach other criminals, like the ones he's deporting, to get the fuck out of here. And no judge is going to stop that.
So Trump breaking the law, you think, makes other criminals think we shouldn't break the law?
No, it makes other criminals know that Trump is the law. And if he says you're going to go bye-bye, you're going to go bye-bye. And it doesn't matter what these fucking lame dick judges think. They're all nothing but sour grapes fucking Democrats.
Okay.
Mom, do you think that these judges, do you think anyone should be able to disobey a judge's order, or just Donald Trump?
I think some of these judges are very impartial. They're doing it just to try to stop him in his tracks.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing it because they are way one side and not the other.
Yeah.
That's what I totally believe.
Now,
some are probably good. Most of them aren't.
Yeah. Let me ask you specifically about due process, because he is totally ignoring that. He's just yanking whoever he wants off the street, putting them on a plane to El Salvadorian mega prisons with no paperwork, with nothing.
How do you know that? I haven't read that.
That's literally what's happening right now. We've been talking about this for half an hour.
Yanking them off of streets and not doing
zero
due
due process
to see whether they are legal, whether they have been in a gang or not.
Correct.
I don't believe that.
You
Chad.
can't.
You know what? The problem here is what you believe is legal and what we believe is legal is the Grand Canyon apart, and it ain't ever going to change.
Defying a court is illegal. You agree with that?
Yes. Yes.
You don't agree with that, Dad?
No, I don't, because I think these courts are illegal, and as soon as they get appealed, they're all going to get overturned anyway, just like the 64 indictments of Donald Trump did.
Oh, that is true.
Okay.
You can blow it out your ass.
Okay.
None of these court orders are going to amount to hella beans when it's all said and done.
Mom, this is a question for both of you, actually.
And you just can't take it.
All right. Do you think that all three branches of government should have equal powers as outlined in the Constitution of the United States of America?
Yes.
What Supreme Court has said anything?
What are you saying is not?
Well, right now, Trump is telling the judicial system, you don't have any power over me.
He's not telling the Supreme Court anything. And the Supreme Court is the third branch of the government, not some fucking mutt who's a district court judge in some blue state.
That was put there and paid off to be there.
So you're pulling shit out of your ass on this one.
No, I'm actually not. Judges.
Yeah, you actually are.
All federal judges who are appointed by whichever president or whichever administration are judges in the American judicial system. That is one of three governmental branches that have equal powers to check and balance the other two.
Well,
do you agree with that?
The judicial system doesn't reach down to district court judges. It's the Supreme Court only.
That's absolutely wrong.
Branches. There's only three levels of government. One of them is the Supreme Court. None of these motherfuckers that are doing these indictments or these court orders are in the Supreme Court. Therefore, they don't rule anything.
When there's a judge that would rather have the murderers, the rapists, the child sex predators here in the United States and not
you guys' idea of fairness.
That's not right.
That's you just described our president.
Yeah.
As what?
As soon as he appeals,
a criminal, a rapist. That's our president.
He raped too?
Yeah.
There were over 50 women who came out and said that they were sexually assaulted, sexually harassed, raped, etc. by him.
Right. Yeah, right.
Didn't he have to pay E. Jean Carroll?
How about Conor McGregor, who raped a woman so brutally they had to surgically remove her tampon? He was invited to the White House. How about that?
I never read that story.
You can go read it on Google right now.
Maybe Donald Trump and McGregor are buddies.
They are. That's my fucking point.
Oh, well, just because you're a buddy with somebody doesn't mean that you necessarily think everything they do is right.
I'm sorry? You would invite a known rapist to the White House to deliver a speech on St. Patrick's Day.
Why not?
Dad, would you go to Epstein Island?
Would I go?
Yeah, if Trump was going and he invited you to come with him to Epstein Island and rape children,
no,
would you go?
I would not go.
Oh, all right. So he has a line. Dad's line is Epstein Island. Let's move on now. We've gotten heated up. Let's get a little simmer down. Did any of you see the information going around this week about what was found, allegedly, under the pyramids?
No.
You didn't see any of this?
No.
This is making the rounds this week. Supposedly, some scientists used LiDAR to peer under the pyramids, and they found 8 cylindrical shafts that are about a football field wide, and they go down to a depth that is, all told, taller than the tallest building in the world, whatever that tower is in Dubai. And they connect to 2 cube-like chambers that are bigger than football fields. We don't know if this is accurate. This has not been peer-reviewed yet. It came out in some scientific journal that I Googled a little bit, and it's like some people think that journal's not that reputable, but it may be. What do you guys think of this, Dad?
What do they think that it is?
Nobody knows.
Alien tech. It's maybe. Alien tech.
Dad?
UFOs.
What do you think it could be? Hello?
Bananas. What could it be? Chad's asking.
I have no fucking idea.
It's no alien technology.
Okay, Mom, what do you think of this?
I haven't heard of it. I think you're making it up.
I'm not. This is all over the internet. Google what's under the pyramids. You'll find it. All right.
Okay.
That didn't work. Let's move on. Social insecurity. This week, the Social Security Administration announced plans to cut approximately 7,000.
Wait a minute. Just a minute.
Yeah.
I thought our simmer down was superpowers.
Oh, yeah. I think I did write that in the document. We can do that. Everybody go around and say, if you could have one
we just blow over shit we don't want to talk about.
I forgot that I wrote that. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
The original question was going to be, if you could have one superpower, what would it be, Haley?
I don't know. Time travel.
Interesting. Dad?
Superman.
What's that mean? You just want to be an alien?
He could never die.
Superman is an illegal alien, Dad.
Mm-hmm. What's it mean?
What?
That you would never die?
I could do everything.
Superman can die.
All right, Mom, what would you have your power be?
Be able to bring people from the dead back that I want to be with.
Oh, wow. Whoa. That's pretty crazy. That's a good one. Some kind of a witch, necromancer. My power would be immortality. That's the correct answer. Now let's move on to social insecurity. This week, the Social Security Administration announced plans to cut approximately 7,000 jobs as part of an organizational restructuring. Former SSA commissioners warned that these cuts could jeopardize timely benefit distributions to around 69 million people. And new policies were announced that will be effective March 31st that require beneficiaries to verify their identity online or in person, eliminating phone verifications. This poses challenges for individuals in rural areas lacking internet access or transportation, potentially hindering their ability to access benefits. Experts express alarm that Elon Musk's ultimate plan is to make the SSA so inoperable that he will insist it be privatized, allowing him and those loyal to Trump to take a percentage of every American Social Security check. Musk has referred to Social Security as a Ponzi scheme. Mom, is Social Security a Ponzi scheme?
No, it is not.
Dad, do you think it is?
I think there are pieces of it that are.
Okay.
I think people over 120 getting Social Security is Ponzi scheme.
Nobody does.
Yeah, according to Elon
Newsmax.
They do.
Yeah, he's
according
lying
to Newsmax.
There are,
and I don't care.
All right.
I'm just saying, me and Mom are fine.
I did.
We are legitimate.
Yeah, but other people will not be fine, which you don't.
That's fine.
Right.
Those people shouldn't be fine.
I did. Anybody gonna talk? I did. I did read that a lot of the fraud in Social Security comes when people call in to say, I need to change my banking, my routing to go into a different account. That is no longer going to be a thing that we can do. We're going to have to go in person to make changes like that. They're also going to do random individual checks, not money checks, but checkmate check that like Dad and I might have to go downtown to show them who we are, proof of ID, show where we live, and that's fine with us, to make sure that we're the right people getting that money.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100% fine.
Okay, so you guys will have no problem if it inconveniences you to keep getting your check.
No, to make sure that the right people are getting those checks from the government that are correct.
We actually have an office, 5 miles from here? The one in Oklahoma, or in Edmond.
Yeah, we have one pretty close.
Do you think that one will be closed?
No.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that. That's interesting because, like I said up top here, they are cutting 7,000 jobs from the SSA.
We'll see how it affects Mom and Dad in about 3 more days.
In fact, a couple of weeks ago,
it's when we get paid.
Oh, well, the new procedures don't go into effect till March 31st.
A couple weeks ago, I could not get into my account, and it was all messed up with a something password or something. And so anyway, I called direct, and it was very simple on the phone how to get back in, and she helped me. And that was a little scary to think that you can just call and say, hey, this is me. Help me with my getting back into Social Security.
You had to give her some passwords and stuff.
Yeah.
Let me ask you both this. Would you be okay with Elon Musk taking 10% of your Social Security checks?
And paying everybody $5,000? Sure.
A little bit, yeah.
I did not expect that. You guys are okay with Elon Musk just taking money straight out of your checks?
If he's going to pay it back to us, yes.
He ain't going to pay it back to you. It's going directly into his pocket.
He's not going to take our money. I know you all have just been saying this over and over and over again. They are trimming the fat out of Social Security by shutting some offices down, by getting rid of people that work there that no longer.
You may actually get some before you die.
Mm-hmm. What would have to happen?
Getting rid of people that never come into their jobs, that don't do their jobs.
What would have to happen, Mom and Dad, in your personal lives? I know that you're, very isolated in your view of like, if it doesn't affect me, then fuck it, it's fine. What would have to happen? An inconvenience or something in your life would have to change detrimentally that you would start to maybe think like, maybe Elon Musk and Trump they don't have my best interest in mind. Is there anything?
If they would take all of the money out of our savings accounts, they can't do that. But if they would just rob us blind out of all the savings that we've saved over the years, maybe.
Okay. Dad?
But they can't do that. So a money thing, I guess.
They can do anything they want, clearly, because no court is means
all
anything.
I know is they keep raising my interest income and they keep raising my Social Security.
They didn't change the interest rates, I thought.
No, last time they didn't.
No, but when they raised them to 5%, we locked in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they got me 5% of my money forever.
But yeah, they are changing the way that you put money into the accounts through direct deposit or not. I think that's going to be changed. So,
what are you talking about?
Most people get their money put into that Social Security through a direct deposit.
Right.
The fraud becomes when people call in and say, I don't want it deposited there. I need it deposited here. And they do that on the phone. You no longer can do that. You have to go in, show them who you are, and prove.
So you guys are cool with Social Security collapsing. That seems to be what's happening now. Let's move on to talk about a little bit more about Elon Musk.
Okay, Chad, quit it. See how you throw that little thing in there? Yeah. You seem to be fine with Social Security collapsing. Let's move on. No, we're not. It's not going to collapse.
Well, Elon Musk has literally said verbatim, it's the biggest Ponzi scheme, meaning...
Well, that doesn't mean it's going to collapse, you stupid shit.
He's finding out where the errors are, where people are collecting it that shouldn't.
They're trying to privatize everything, to take your money. Healthcare, education. Yes, they are. All of it. And there was just a fucking article that came out about...
I just get more money every month. I don't know why, but I do. Contrary to what you say.
The Arctic national parks are being prepped right now to be drilled on.
Good.
They're literally going to fucking ruin our entire national park system for money. So what makes you think that they wouldn't do the same with your healthcare, your education? They don't give a fuck about you. They want your money.
So far, we're good.
All right.
Okay.
Let's move on to this next topic.
Joe Biden was the guy who wasted my money.
Okay.
Elon Musk is getting more access as people continue to vandalize Tesla dealerships nationwide and boycott the brand, sending Tesla stock into a death spiral. The world's richest man and CEO of Tesla, Elon Musk,
how many minutes you got left?
Visited the Pentagon to meet with former Fox News host, current Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth.
Just leave now.
No, we're fine. Everybody just chill. I have 2 more topics. Please allow
Come on, Superman. It's all right,
He's
Superman.
Yeah, Superman can't miss his basketball game.
He's being rude.
1 o'clock.
All right, so Elon Musk went to the Pentagon to visit Pete Hegseth. There were many reports claiming that Musk was there to be briefed on classified military plans against China, but Musk and Trump claimed, no, I'm just there to talk about efficiency improvements. Musk then publicly demanded the prosecution of Pentagon employees responsible for the leaks. So either it was a leak of real information or it was just conjecture. He can't have it both ways. The Pentagon is the next in a long line of government agencies and systems that Musk, an unelected official, has strong-armed access to. Over the past 2 months, Musk has taken control of the Office of Personnel Management's computer systems, locking out career civil servants and gaining access to sensitive personal information on millions of federal workers. He also demanded access to the Treasury Department's extensive payment infrastructure, responsible for distributing more than $5 trillion annually, including Social Security benefits and government salaries. This prompted a federal judge to issue an injunction restricting Musk's access to these Social Security records. Lawmakers have called for immediate congressional hearings and enhanced oversight of Musk's activities. What are you doing over there?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
What are you looking at?
I'm trying to find something that I want to say. Go ahead.
What difference does it make? What are you looking at?
What are you looking
I'm looking at you. Should an unelected person, mom, who is the richest person in the world, have access to the most sensitive government files and systems?
No is the answer. No.
We've been through this over and over and over. That was fake news. He was not there to talk about China.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about he has access to all of your Social Security information, to everyone's, the whole country. He's the richest person in the world. Should we give him the control?
You're assuming Social Security is going to be dead anyway.
I'm not. How am I assuming that?
You've been saying it for the last half hour.
My question is, do you think we should be giving the richest man in the world unfettered access to all of these different systems that have highly sensitive information, not just about...
I thought you just said he already has it.
He does. I'm asking you if you think we should be allowing this.
Sure.
Has anything happened? No. I think you all are just so upset that he was appointed by Trump and not elected. Y'all are still crying over the election.
This has nothing to do with the election.
He was not elected. He was appointed. The president can appoint anyone they want.
But
you guys won't be satisfied until the Democratic Party's 6 feet under.
Do you realize? This is what I was trying to find.
And it's going to be 6 feet under.
Do you realize in 1961 when Kennedy, it was Kennedy
5 minutes,
that started that U.S. AID organization?
Yeah.
All the people that were in that organization that had how many billions of money to give away? A whole bunch. $38 billion those people had in that organization to give away. 10,000 people in that organization. And guess how many were elected? 0. Nada. None. So you guys are whining over one guy.
No. How many of the people in that organization had unfettered access to all of your Social Security records? How many of those people in that organization were going to meet with the Secretary of Defense in the Pentagon?
Probably all of them.
How many of those people were CEOs of multiple companies that are receiving billions of dollars of federal money?
Probably 90% of them.
They had access 90% to put their hands on $38 billion to give it away.
Great.
What Musk is doing is carving the fat and finding where our money should not be going.
And do you think that part of that fat carving requires him to know sensitive military secrets?
Sure.
How do you know he knows all that?
Because he just went to meet with Pete Hegseth at the fucking Department of Defense.
Oh, and they just spill the beans back and forth. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Oh,
There's no arguing with you idiots.
Let's I have one more topic, Dad, if you can hang in there.
Be nice.
Does Superman have 5 more minutes?
It's got 4.
All right. My final topic is Trump versus women. This week, Trump dismissed a federal lawsuit challenging Idaho's near total abortion ban. This lawsuit, initiated under the Biden administration, argued that Idaho's restrictive abortion law conflicted with Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act, or the EMTALA, which requires hospitals receiving Medicare funds to provide necessary stabilizing treatment to patients experiencing emergency medical conditions, including abortions, when required to protect a patient's health or life. Dismissing the case could prevent women from accessing life-saving care, potentially leading to unnecessary deaths.
I'm just going to put it on there.
This week also saw Texas authorities arresting and charging Maria Margarita Rojas, a 48-year-old licensed midwife. Rojas was charged with illegal performance of an abortion, a second-degree felony that carries a potential prison sentence of up to 20 years, and practicing medicine without a license, a third-degree felony punishable by up to 10 years in prison. Rojas operated 3 health clinics in the Houston area. This is the first arrest and criminal charge related to the new Texas abortion laws. The Texas State Attorney General is seeking injunctions currently to shut down all 3 of Rojas's clinics. Mom?
Yes.
What's going on?
I have no idea.
Where's he going?
He had a banana. He has to go to the bathroom.
Mom, should a woman who is pregnant and taken to an emergency room be given life-saving treatment?
Yes.
Okay. What Trump has just done by removing this injunction, by dismissing this case that was brought by Biden in Idaho, is now basically make it impossible for that to happen if that care includes an abortion. They will let a woman die if she shows up to the emergency room.
I thought the states were supposed to be controlling this.
I did too. Well, what's happening? Now Trump's stepping into it. What I'm asking you here is, do you think this is just? Do you think this is how the system should operate? That in Idaho now...
No one should die that needs medical attention for anything. No.
Well, that happens here now. That's happening in Texas now.
I know. It shouldn't be.
But it is.
Do you think this woman who was arrested in Texas, Maria Margarita Rojas, should be imprisoned for the medical procedures? So are you pro-life then? Or pro-choice, sorry?
I do believe I am.
You're pro-choice.
But I don't believe in abortions.
Then you're pro-life.
I don't believe in abortions.
Okay, so that's what I'm asking. This woman performed one.
I do believe if someone needs medical attention, they need to have it.
Including
but not
an
just
abortion?
because they want to abort a baby.
Okay, obviously there's a lot of different scenarios that can play out where a woman might need or even just want to have an abortion. For whatever reasons, those are the woman's to decide on and weigh. What I'm asking you is, do you think this woman who was arrested in Texas deserves jail time for what she's done?
The doctor, you mean?
Well, she's supposedly not a doctor. She's a midwife.
She's a midwife.
Was there a doctor directing her what to do?
I don't know. I don't know the details of it. But she's facing 30 years in prison.
The assumption is that it was a life-saving abortion. And she has 3 clinics that she practices out of. And they are charging her with felony. It's like up to 20 years in prison. In the state of Texas, like they're trying to push like death penalty on doctors who perform even life-saving abortions. They're letting women die on the table.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. But I don't agree with an abortion either, just to have an abortion. But I thought the life of the mother, the life of the baby, that abortions could be performed and no one gets in trouble.
Not here, not in
Texas. And now not Idaho either.
States need to change it.
But you understand the states are in this position because Trump overturned Roe v. Wade and is now saying we won't go forward with these injunctions. You can do whatever you want in your state. Trump is the one who has made it like this.
basically bragged about overturning Roe v. Wade. I did that. And the repercussions of that, I think people are now starting to understand. Not everybody walks into a clinic just wanting to end a pregnancy. People walk into a clinic needing life-saving abortions. And now the repercussions of overturning Roe v. Wade are that women are dying, women who want their children. So you can understand how this is a slippery slope.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, here we are. And now Donald Trump is interjecting on a federal level in a state. And so at some point, it's going to become a federal fucking mandate. At some point, all abortions will be illegal no matter what. And women all over the country will be dying.
I don't know. I think
they already are at state levels.
It should be state.
So what do I do here in Texas? Like, think about me. Think about if I had complications with one of our kids and I needed a life-saving abortion. If that was today in this state, I would die in the fucking ER. I would die.
Unless you found that midwife or doctor that would help you, right?
But they won't if they're facing 30 years in prison. That's the whole point of this.
And the loss of a license, etc.
Yeah. It's not good.
Okay, let me move on. I have one final topic. I know we just have a couple minutes left, and I know Dad is already eating his bananas and flying around.
Hello, everybody.
All right. One last thing is the Trump versus pardons. This week, Trump declared that certain pardons issued by former President Joe Biden are, quote, void, vacant, and of no further force or effect, asserting that they were improperly authorized using an auto pen, a device that replicates a person's signature, a device that Trump himself uses frequently. Biden's pardons include members of the January 6th House Select Committee, former officials who face criticism from Trump, like General Mark Milley and Dr. Anthony Fauci, as well as his son Hunter. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit ruled in 2024 that presidential pardons do not require a handwritten signature to be valid, so they are valid. While Trump has declared these pardons void, there is no constitutional mechanism for a sitting president to revoke a predecessor's pardons. Consequently, Biden's pardons remain legally binding unless successfully challenged in court. Is Dad just out now? Is he there? Can he hear any of this?
He can hear you.
I'm out.
He can hear you.
Mom, the question then is for you. A president cannot revoke a prior president's pardon. Do you think they should be able to?
What if Biden did not sign all that stuff? What if someone else signed for him? How are we going to know?
He signed it with an auto pen, Trump says.
How do we know?
I don't even understand what you're saying. You're saying that there should be some technical... You're getting lost in the weeds of this. It doesn't matter who signed it or if he used an auto pen or whatever. Biden pardoned these people. Trump is saying on this weird thing of using an auto pen, the pardons are null and void and he wants them revoked. This is just kind of a political stunt to basically say, like, whatever Biden did, I'm going to undo it. And all these people he pardoned, fuck them, we should be able to prosecute them. Do you think, my question is, do you think a president should be able to override a prior president's pardons?
If it was not done by the prior president, how do we know he did that? He wasn't even in his right mind, right? What if somebody else did sign all that?
You're completely lost in the sauce here.
Of course.
So
what if he didn't sign that, Chad? What if Biden signed none of those pardons?
I don't care if anyone signed it. If he states that it's happening, that's good enough for me. Like, I don't care about if he used an auto pen or had somebody signing proxy. The fundamental question is the idea of pardons, presidential pardons. Should one president be able to nullify a prior president's pardons, whether he signed it with an auto pen or somebody else signed it or not? Ideologically, do you think that is a good idea?
Probably not. And your father just said yes.
Okay. Well, to
I
Dad,
I want to make sure, you know what, from now on, pardons should be signed
in blood,
live, real time.
Televised.
Yeah.
Why do you care about the nature of the signing of the pardon? Why is that such a big deal to you?
Because Biden maybe didn't sign those pardons.
Who cares?
What if one of his aides did? What if Dr. Jill did?
Who cares? Why does that matter?
Well, then they're null and void.
Okay. So it's just about the nature of the signing to you?
Right. Who signed them? Was it for real? Okay. Was it fake news?
Well,
I mean, I think there's videos of Joe Biden, like, expressing verbally the pardons.
Yes, I will never pardon my son Hunter. Exactly.
I remember that.
I will never pardon
We discussed
my
it on the
son
show.
Hunter.
Haley and I are not fans of that either, or of Biden. But
and then he did.
This idea, though, that you think there is some way to nullify pardons from a president at all means that you should be okay with whoever the next Democratic president is, if we ever have another election, unpardoning all of the January 6th insurrectionists, right? We should be able to put them back in jail. Huh?
You didn't trap me, did you? You didn't trap me in that, did you?
What?
Because I said I don't think it's right.
Okay. I was just curious. Well, that was my last topic. I did have some lightning round ones if these are of any interest, but Dad's already gone.
We can't hang.
Huh?
Yeah, Dad can't hang anymore in the lightning round. Don't even listen to him. Go ahead.
Well, I guess that's the end of this chaotic fucking show. Hopefully by next week, Mom, we can get you to figure out how the camera works.
I have a kink in my neck.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll be back next week. We didn't even have time to get to the listener question. I had a really good one queued up as well, but there were a lot of technical difficulties in the beginning of today's podcast, so maybe next week. And if you want to send us a question, all you have to do is record it in a 1 minute or shorter audio or video format and email it off to the necessaryconversationpod@gmail.com. I go through them all, and I pick my favorite ones, or the ones I think will at least stoke an interesting conversation. But thank you very much for joining us. And before we go, as always, Mom, I do love you. Haley, I love you. Dad, wherever you are, Superman, I love you.
Mom, I love you. Dad, I love you. Chad, I love you.
Chad and Haley, I love you. Bob, I love you. And, whatever. I have to do a shout out. He said he loves everybody. I have to do a shout out to my Patriots Quick, Clouds Pin, Jimbo, Lady Likes Pink, and Video Mom. And Chad, I guess we cancel my topiaries. You need to go on the credit card and cancel them. We got a Ponzi.
It's so weird. For just a little backstory before we go. My mom wanted for her birthday these like topiary horses, and I threw some other little things in there too that were going to be surprises for you. Yes, I did. And the website she wanted me to order these from was a Chinese website, and it said they're delivered, but they ain't delivered.
We got scammed. I'm so sad.
Yeah.
I really wanted them.
Find some other topiary things on some other website.
These were life-size topiaries of horses, and we got scammed. Imagine that.
That's Trump's America. China scamming us. Mm-hmm. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We will be back next week.
Bye.